being able to see the whole picture. So the
Yeah.
process from like car comes in or potential customer comes in to the showroom, what happens to from when the customer comes in to when they do a turnover and like actually get a like the deposit, right? Like
Yeah.
to for accounting, we just see okay, there's deposit, licensing, that's it. Like
Yeah.
like where's the
Yeah.
funding? Okay,
Yeah.
cool, it all adds up, perfect, close. Like right? Like, but we don't see what happens from when the customer came in
Came in.
to
Yeah.
the deposit
Mhm.
to they purchase extended warranty
Yeah.
to they want accessories to then like delivery day for the cars.
For the cars.
So
Yeah.
like yeah, for like their first car, and you like accounting doesn't see all of that.
Mhm.
We like know of it, but like
Well,
being able to see it.
only a few persons know of it because you have that one
Yeah.
individual who comes in, goes straight to their desk, turn their computer on, and then that's it. There's never been any awareness of what takes place around the back. So
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's like it is true. Part of it is like it's like the want to know and like to be proactive.
yeah,
But I think it really like I found it really helped like understand everything, like the whole
the
picture.
whole
Because
yeah,
accounting, we see everything, but we don't actually see like all of the like all the individual steps that came to everything,
right.
right? And so like we kind of see like an overview of like all the departments together, right? But I think being able to see into shadow all the separate departments helps like the accounting department kind of like speak like sales language and like speak service language and speak the parts language. So then like we all can kind of
Yeah,
understand each
yeah.
other. Right. But yeah, so like I really appreciated that. I liked having like as from an accounting perspective, being able to go and like see like how that like how that stuff happens, how the deposits come in and how they're recorded, what happens, right? But then I think like being able to like for the other departments to see what accounting does, because sometimes
Mhm.
they just see, well, I mean, we have this extra money, accounting can figure it out.
Yeah,
Like they can figure out where to put it, right? And I'm just like, yes, but like but it's money allocated to your department, so you're like you tell me where you want to keep this money,
mhm.
right? Like this extra money or that type of thing. So yeah, yeah, I don't know. I tangent a lot. I'm sorry.
I know, I know, I know. But now that we're moving into a ever-changing market, COVID has somewhat forced us to be
Yep.
a lot more innovative. I keep using that word, but I can't help but emphasize that we need to be very, very innovative. How should we be prepared for ever-changing market? Since now that I think we have gotten the experience from this. So what do we
Yeah,
do going forward?
I got COVID year two, which is kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Um, from accounting, it's yeah, I think from like just accounting perspective, it seems pretty just kind of similar. Like a lot of it is again, we're working in the past. We're trying to kind of like catch all of those things, but then also trying to see the trends. And now the trends we would be able to see is like 6 months down the line, but now it's almost like a month daily because
Yeah.
of like kind of COVID and everything.
Hmm. Yeah,
So like
you have less to work with.
you
No.
do, you really
Yeah.
do. So like, I think that kind of like naturally creates the sense of like, okay, we need to like be able to like kind of like account for everything faster and like more like quickly because we can't see that far ahead anymore,
Yeah.
right? And so I think right now it's like very hard. I mean, I like it's yeah, like right now it's really hard to be able to see because no one has ever really experienced this kind of like everyone talks about like industry kind of like upset, like there's like that like kind of like that new innovation that kind of really forces everybody
Yeah.
to like take note and like adapt. But this is like something like COVID has kind of affected everyone across the board. So it's not just the sales department or like service department, it is like everybody. And it's not just the auto industry at the service level, dealership level. It's like corporate, like the corporate, like, like brands, and it's everything. So I think being able to kind of like know where the dealership stands at any time, or like a little bit earlier, maybe not even like at the end of the month anymore. It's like we kind of need to be able to see and make decisions, or be able to like kind of report to the operating managers like on like in the middle of the month or like near the end of the month, so then they
Mhm.
can make I guess decisions that
Yeah.
like drive the company, right? And so like yeah, like that's hard. It's hard. Right now it's like something we've never seen before. I've never seen before in all my time. I don't know where we will be, but I think it's just rolling with the punches and being adaptive. So like being open to like those new kind of like concepts that are coming out, being open to like new ways of communicating with customers, communicating with coworkers, and like kind of being transparent like with like the procedures
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Like that's like new that we kind of have to now because you can't just wait, or you can't just like send an email and just kind of wait for them, or like kind of right, like you kind of almost have to help them too, like help them help you.
Right.
So yeah.
But have you worked with different systems in accounting? I mean, like for the
I mean,
dealer management systems I'm talking about, because
mhm,
in here in Canada, Reynolds on Reynolds is very popular,
mhm.
as with CDK. But have you ever worked with any of them?
I mean, I've been exposed to CDK. I've personally worked with just Reynolds, but then there's also like other accounting programs that are like
Right.
kind of outside of the auto industry, because they're
Yeah.
like pretty specific to the auto industry, and
Yeah.
they do there are accounting elements for it, but like if you start kind of like having to implement like a separate payroll system,
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
so sometimes we do have third party payroll like systems or their programs
Right.
that you kind of have to adapt to, or you have to kind of communicate between this third party versus AD, like Reynolds, right? And so you kind of have to be able to integrate both of them. So
Hmm.
either like like kind of like transferring the information from Reynolds to the third party and the third party to Reynolds.
Right.
And if they're not fully integrated, like you're able to kind of like upload and files, then that's when accounting comes in and manually has to enter affect all of the accounts and employee numbers and like all that stuff to kind of like make them kind of communicate.
Yeah.
So make the third party and Reynolds communicate.
Right.
So like
Right.
that happens a lot, not all the time, but it does. Like there's like that facet of accounting that again like people don't really like the dealer departments don't really see all the time. Is that like if we have a third party payroll, then and it doesn't speak communicate with Reynolds, then it
Yeah.
is the accounting person who has to like, third party A is Reynolds B, and you have to kind of
Integrate
slowly
them. Yeah.
integrate them. Or if we have like a separate account, like accounting reporting system, so we yeah, it's like a third party one where like let's say the corporate, like the dealership group kind of
Hmm.
uses when like a new dealership kind of comes in, they have to kind of communicate, even though we are on Reynolds, we have to be able to communicate on their system too.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot of like now you have to kind of like, accounting one, like account 1A over here in Reynolds is not
Mhm.
1A, it's 110 in the
Yeah. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a lot of that. So like when the programs don't communicate, it's the accounting clerks that
Yeah.
have to kind of like be the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
So
fun.
you see, so I've mentioned over and over on this program that
Mhm.
customers walk into a facility, they walk into a dealership, and you see all the bells and whistles, and
Yeah.
the ergonomics, and everything is immaculately done on the display and everything. And sometimes you look around and you said, who the hell is paying for this place? You get what I'm saying? But they don't understand that the
Yeah.
type of work that goes into maintaining the scenery and the comfort of how a customer should feel when they walk into a dealership.
Mhm.
And what we do, we discount we totally discount the individuals who work in the dealerships as well. You go on certain programs and all you see is pretty cars and features and fast cars and the
Yeah.
maintenance of it, but never a program to take the time to appreciate the persons who work in the background, such as yourself, of
Yeah.
course, right? Doing
Yeah.
the paperwork, ensure that the wheels are constantly turning and the doors are opening and the light stays
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, it's kind of like the swan effect where like, like above the water, they're like very graceful, everything looks so pretty. But under it's like a crazy like kind of under the
Exactly.
water, the legs are going like crazy. And I guess that's kind of a lot of the employees and like I mean accounting and everything too.
Yeah.
Like that's us. We're just like trying to keep the business running. And like that's why I kind of like really liked when I heard about your program, like about your podcast and everything, I was just like, oh, this is really interesting. You're like talking to like people, right, that are
Exactly.
there. And I can only speak for like my own personal experience, right? From like it's not all dealerships are the same. Everyone's a little different. Every
Yeah.
dealership's a little different.
Yeah,
Every
every
owner
dealership has their
is
own
different,
culture,
but
and
yeah,
that culture is emulated by the leadership of that
yeah,
dealership
yeah.
itself, right? The leader of the dealership, either the owner or the managing director, they set the tone of the dealership
Hmm.
itself. So
Yeah.
a customer will walk in and they will immediately feel the experience of what that dealership is all about.